Brampton, Ontario's Pete Shepard leads the Keystone Light 200 from Delaware Speedway. And we can see a slight drizzle in the lights. Sean Gibbs ready to throw the green here on lap 115.
Down the front stretch, side-by-side, Lapsevich got a great start. He might have got to lead that lap.
Absolutely. Good jump up on the outside for the driver of the Tim Hortons Chevy. Pete Shepard crossways off of corner number 2. You can see here the driver's trying to hang on to it. And caution flag flies. The 15 of Stephen Matthews couldn't hang on to it that time in corner number 1. He goes around.
No cautions breed cautions. The boys get tightened up. Things happen going in the corner when you're running 2x2.
And Derek White in the 99, who's running for Rookie of the Year honors this year, comes down to make his pit stop, looking to get right side tires. And another Rookie of the Year candidate is standing by with Todd.
Sean McGlynn out of the car and behind the wall already. Sean, unfortunate an early end of your night. What happened?
Yeah, it's too bad. The car was getting better. We didn't really slow down at all, but it looks like the studs broke on the right front hub, so we're still not sure what caused that yet, if it was a loose wheel, but we didn't change tires during the race and the wheels were torqued, so it could have just been something went wrong there. We'll figure it out in the shop.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
And we will see Sean McGlynn back at the race number 2 at Mosport on the road course, teamed up with Howie Scannell.
And Dave, those two cars are supplied by Jim Bray Autosports. Jim Bray's been around this sport right back to when it was CASCAR. Jim's been around a long time.
Absolutely. Good to see them back in action for race number 2 as we get back to green here at Delaware. Pete Shepard and the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich lead them into corner 1.
Side-by-side down. Whoa! Almost contact as they wiggle and waggle for position. This is some tight racing.
The National Exhaust number 7 of Pete Shepard off of corner number 4, looking for the lead. 71 laps to go here in the Keystone Light 200.
Hey, look down at that second row there. Ronnie Sheridan, local boy. Oh, the 23 slides up. Dilly's going to go to the top, hunting the lead.
And Mark Dilly in the Park Source Dodge looking for top spot, using the long way around up in the high side. Pete Shepard fighting him off down low, but Dilly a little crossways off of corner 4. Did he lead it? It was too close to call.
Reno Martineri's got that number 9 car hooked up on the big side for Dilly here tonight. She's a little loose, but loose is fast.
You saw the 13 of Trevor Monahan pulling out of the pits. Early troubles for the driver of that Chevy as he gets back in just to collect as many points as he can. The season's still awfully early.
Wow, I'll tell you what, the second car out of Steckly Motorsports, the 9 of Mark Dilly. What a tremendous start for Mark. He got tangled up early on. He's brought that thing from the back. Reno and Cruz made some adjustments, and he's hunting the lead.
The fastest car in the first half of the race, the 17 of DJ Kennington, slowly making his way back up through this field.
Boy, you can hear the horsepower. Doug Kennington builds the motors for his son, and that thing is strong. You can hear the motor pitch change. I talked about that bump coming off the corner, and you can hear the RPMs come up.
Battle for 9th position. Now John Gunn, the Triad Racing Technologies, number 11 up on the outside. He's battling with the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. and the 3 of Jason Hathaway.
Wow, that's some good racing. And up front, it's still the 9 of Dilly, the 7 of Shepard, and the 52 of Ronnie Sheridan.
Got to feel good for the 22 team. Scott Steckly Motorsports, as you mentioned, the 9 of Dilly is out of that stable as well this year. And 2 cars in the top 5 in race number 1.
Absolutely. What a great start when you change to a 2-car operation.
And we've talked about all the rookies in this race number 1, but Todd standing in the pits beside someone who's set to make her debut in the NASCAR Series.
Guys, a very interested spectator down here at DJ Kennington's pit this weekend is Caitlin Johnston. She's an open-wheel racer racing Formula Fords and the like. She's going to get her first taste of stock car racing in a week's time at the Mosport Road Course. She's raced on it a lot before. She's done very well and wants to move to stock car racing. She'll be racing at Mosport. She'll be racing at the Toronto Indy, and she's trying to learn all she can from one of the best here tonight.
And it'll be a team effort with DJ Kennington and Derek Lynch behind Caitlin Johnson. So it'll be interesting to see how she does. And we got trouble on the track.
Wow, just as we're talking about DJ Kennington mentoring the young lady, he gets in the back of the 22 and Steckly goes around.
So Steckly sideways, caution flies, and Kennington continues on. You can see the driver of the Canadian Tire Dodge getting that vehicle righted in corner number 4, but he'll have to drop to the rear of the field. Not a lot of damage to it. That's the good news.
Oh, take a look. They're down into turn 3. Oh, Steckly, he's in the back of the O2. He checks up. Not DJ's fault at all. It was just the according effect, and DJ wasn't able to get off him quick enough.
And second place is in down pit lane. Pete Shepard getting his right side Goodyears. There's Joey McComb also picking up some new rubber as well. When we return, we'll bring it back to green. Mark Dilley leads here in Delaware. Welcome back. The Part Source Dodge, piloted by Barrie, Ontario's Mark Dilley, is once again leading here in the opening race of the 2010 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN. We get set for green as the Dodge Challenger SRT pace car pulls down pit lane. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway here in the Keystone Light 200.
Side by side down into turn one, the local boy Ron Sheridan doing a great job stuck out there in the outside.
And Billy, off these restarts, you see the leader crowding the outside driver a little bit, pushing him up towards the walls. That's something you want to do here in Delaware to get the jump?
Oh, absolutely. You got to get him up there in the marbles, get him off his game. Don't let him make the entrance to the corner in the right spot, and you can pick up. Oh, caution's out again.
And
it's big time.
Yeah, it's a big mess in between 3 and 4. 57 laps to go. You see Matthews up on the hood of the 89 of Chisholm, and there's heavy damage to the Canadian Tire Dodge of Scott Steckly. You said it earlier, cautions, great cautions.
They sure do. Look at this, the 15's right up on the front cover of the 89.
That's heartbreak for those two drivers because both of them were having very, very strong runs. We'll take another look at it. And just messy. You can see Thompson went around, Steckly got into him, and now on board with Joey McComb.
A lot of stacking up going there. You really can't tell what happened, but we got a lot of damaged race cars.
The hood off on the 11 of John Gaunt. There's tape going on the nose of the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. as well. A big mess as the crew cleans up the track. Let's take a wheel and engineering race break. In March of this year, NASCAR driver Pierre Bourque went on a trip that would change his life. He and a host of NHL stars visited some Canadian heroes in war-ravaged Afghanistan. Pierre got a chance to meet and speak with frontline Canadian Forces personnel. Also, he had a chance to see and experience what these soldiers do on a daily basis. Pierre took the soldiers some NASCAR memorabilia and shared thoughts of home, but in the end, it was he who received a very memorable experience.
Well, Dave, tonight Pierre and the 13 Halnor team are both saluting our troops. Those troops are doing a wonderful job for us over in that foreign country.
That they are. And Mark Dilley doing a wonderful job here in the Keystone Light 200. But it's Ron Sheridan up on the outside, the Total Lubricants number 52, who gets the jump. And he'll lead down the backstretch just by a nose. Locals will be going wild. They call him Rocket Ronnie Sheridan here on Friday nights, and he's getting the job done tonight as he leads his first laps here in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. DJ Kennington in that Castrol Edge Dodge. He was dominant through the first 100 laps here.
Still there.
Now sitting in third behind the 9 of Mark Dilley. And how about the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick? He's inside the top 5 once again. Running in fourth. Battle there with the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Wow, he's back with a vengeance. He's been to the back, he's had his pit stop, and he's marching back to the front.
Beauchamp's a driver who struggled a little bit with handling, but he seems to have stayed at the front. That Mopar Dodge is getting better as this race wears on.
Well, Dilley's got that thing motored on the bottom. Sheridan slipped up coming off of turn 4. Dilley put that 9 down the bottom, and look who he's bringing with him. The 17, the Castro kid, DJ Kennington.
The Exide Part Source number 9 noses into the lead in 3 and 4 as Ron Sheridan up on the outside, and the Ford Fusion tries to hang on, but he'll lose the lead. Now looks like he'll lose second spot to DJ Kennington.
Well, you got to remember, Kennington's on the freshest tires out there. Dave White did a chassis adjustment, and then he put tires on. That thing's on a mission. DJ is having a great night.
And here he comes for the lead down on the inside of the number 9 of Mark Dilley. DJ Kennington looking for top spot, and he'll get it.
Well, he's got Dilley out in the top. Look who he's bringing with him, the 84. J.R. Fitzpatrick muscling his way down the bottom of Mark Dilley.
Well, can you tell we're getting towards the end of this one? It is stacking up in the front of this field. J.R. Fitzpatrick tucked to the inside. He's going to make a move for second. And now Ron Beauchamp Jr. is going to try and follow through in that same hole.
Whoa! Dilley gets a little bit of the 60 car coming off the corner. Beauchamp's going to try and get the spot side by side down the backstretch.
Boy, that hole closed up in an awful hurry, didn't it? As Beauchamp will take over third, and Dilly gets into the back of the number 60 of Ron Beauchamp. No caution yet. Now it flies. And Dilly continues on. Beauchamp has to grab a gear to get going.
When we were on board there, I almost called it, but I just thought maybe two veterans wouldn't do it. But here we go down into turn 3. 60-0, and Mark just gives it to him. A little tit for tat, as they say.
And Dilly got going through the middle of that corner as the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich comes down. You see the bent right rear tire and the flat, as well as the crew will get that changed. But your new leader is the Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington. He's back at the point here with 167 laps down.